Hello, this is a screencast for people that want to make and use page templates on Google Sites. Page templates are pretty useful because they give you an opportunity to not start from scratch and just play around with some of the features that you may not be familiar with in Google Sites. So within the CogLab website, you can look at a lot of the features of Google Sites by going to external resources, and then you get a page. You go to the knowledge base and you click on this link, and you get a list of features for Google Sites. Three of which are going to be are actually included in this template, and the reason that they're included is because oftentimes it's better to learn by adapting as opposed to simply reading directions. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. So I used Pokemon for my example, and and I have illustrated three features. The first one is table of contents, which is here. Table of contents, just like it sounds like, it shows you a listing of what the page is about. And in this case, you have the three top level headings: the Ash's starting Pokemon, the elemental types, and a list of characters. And the way that it works is as follows. So here I pulled up the editor, and so Ash's starting Pokemon, which is the topmost level in the table of contents, is represented as heading as the biggest heading, which is H2. The second most top below Ash's starting Pokemon, you have a list of each of the Pokemon, and here's Bulbasaur. And so since that is below it, it's going to be a heading 3. It's going to be a subheading. And then if you go even more and look at what is Bulbasaur's type, that should be a subheading of Bulbasaur. And so that is a minor heading, which is H4. So as you can see, if we go back to the actual save page, Ash's starting Pokemon here, and a list of them, Bulbasaur, and then you have 1.2 Squirtle, and then within Bulbasaur you have its type. And note that when you go back here, you say that, okay, look, if you look at Bulbasaur's type, it says grass and poison, and we see that's formatted as it should be as a normal paragraph text, and that's not shown up in the table of contents. So only headers show up in the table of contents. But so the table of content is a nice way to kind of automatically organize your information. Google does it for you. The second feature is the expandable text box here, and so as it sounds, you can click it, and it expands and shows a little description of what, I guess in this case, the fire type is, and similarly for water and grass. And so I'm not going to get into how it works, but basically you can it's an HTML box, and you can click on properties and play around with it here. And so it's kind of self-explanatory, but in this case you play around and see what it does. You see that in here you have the text that you want to display here, and here you have the title. So once you click water, you see the description and how it's effective against fire and weak against electric. The third type of thing is the mouse over text, and this is shown as an example by a list of characters in Pokemon. So Ash, who always wants to be the best, his tagline is "I'm going to become the best it ever was." And then Gary, always making fun of Ash. It looks like your Pokemon aren't dead. I can at least make them think. So the way to do this is, when we go back to the editor, is that you actually have to edit the HTML, because you can't do it in the rich text editor that is supported here. So you click here, you click edit HTML, you go all the way down, and so here is Ash, and within the enclosing tags, here's an italics class, you have a title attribute, and just change this title attribute to whatever you want the mouse over to be. So now I have this page, and it seems like I want to make it a template so other people could use some of these features. And so to do that, you go to More, and save as page template. And so I'm going to call it the CogLab template. And I guess it really doesn't matter where you put it. And I want to put it in ZBox, which is for people. It's basically where you put files that you don't want other people to really access. It's just a file. Okay? Okay. So now I'm going to add a new page. Con exercises, and it should appear. Your template should appear, and it does. For now, I'm just going to put them in the top level, and it has the same content as your Pokemon page, except now the title is Con Exercises.